The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, GoreCasters, and welcome back to the GoreCast here with me, Johnny Deadly, and my homeboy from across the town, the Giz. I'm going to have to open up the show with the sincerest of apologies about last night, as I put out and
you've been working your ass off.
No, it had nothing to do with working my ass off. It's hot as fuck. That's what it has to do with. I don't deal with heat well. You know the way bears and things go and hibernate during the winter and come out during the summer? I'm the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
I hide in the summer and come out during the winter when the nights are long and the days are short.
And the weather is freezing.
My blood is perpetually like ice anyway.
You can't move at all because it's just like, no, it's bad. No, if it was, then like me, you'd be nice and, active in the heat. Haha.
No, if you're warm-blooded, you can deal with the heat better than cold-blooded.
Yes, yeah. No, if you're warm-blooded, you can deal with the cold better because your body generates heat. If you're cold-blooded, you're reliant on external heat, which is why lizards basically need warm environments. They're cold-blooded. They need external heat as part of their circulatory system.
Hello, and welcome to the chat. Oh, actually, better. Speaking of things.
Hi, Katie.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to get to sharing and I'll jump into some news stories that aren't,
we can do that.
Circulatory or heat related.
Before I start doing the sharing, otherwise it's going to get loud.
Okay, then. Variety has reported that Sony Picture International Productions, along with Amazon Prime Video, have basically gotten together to close a deal on a multi-picture deal, with celebrated Spanish. What is this word? Cineaste. Cineaste.
I don't have the article in front of me.
I know, it's not. It's not often that I run into a word that I'm not familiar with the term of. Anyway, Spanish filmmaker, I guess, Alexi de la Iglesia, who is behind Witching and Burning, The Oxford Murders, a couple others, to produce a new horror feature film anthology called The Fear Collection. Now, basically what they're looking to do is something similar to Hulu's Into the Dark series, whereby it will be very loosely connected series of movies. There won't be any continuing characters or things like that, but the notion is that these films will be coming out twice every year, and just centering on the idea of cosmic horror.
You say?
Let's see. Well, that's kind of their overhanging thing. It's an ambitious project, says Iglesia. He's been hauling it around for years. The concept is to make a collection of films that unveils a universe of horror beyond time. The characters face supernatural forces that threaten humanity. The idea is to generate a label of films with a specific character, i.e. cosmic horror. As I said, they aim to bring out these films twice a year. So Sony announced on Thursday that several projects are currently in development for a Fear Collection, with established writers and directors such as De La Iglesia himself, teaming with longtime co-writer George. There are 16 letters in this name. It is like a Welsh person decided to come up with a Latino name.
I want to do it. God damn you, sharing things. Beep, 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 beep. Okay.
I'm going to give it one crack, okay? Gueresachevararia. I feel I butchered that horribly.
I feel I'm not going to do much better, but I'm just going to try it. This is the obviously the news article that we have on the screen, so I just need to find that. Is it near the end of the article? Pardon me.
It is, yes. It's in the last paragraph itself. Anyway, while he finds that, there's also going to be writer-director of Rec.
Sorry. What?
Balaguero.
Say what?
And Paula Ortiz.
The
writer-directors of Rec are going to be doing some of it. Yes, I know.
Buzz, what's up, you sexy motherfucker?
The director of The Bride, Fernanda Navarro. That is co-creator of Paco Plaza's Netflix hit Veronica, Carlos Theron, who was also director of
Jesus Christ.
Telipno Cinema's I Can Quit Whenever I Want. Yeah, you see, that is like a Welsh and a Latino name got together and had some kind of murder baby.
Enrique Chivarria.
And it's aimed at your tongue. Is the only way I can describe. Let's see you try and pronounce the next Japanese name.
I could be completely butchering. Well, the way I looked at it was, how do I pronounce Guerrero and then change out the couple of letters, and how do I pronounce Chavo and change out the couple of letters, and I worked it from there. It worked, didn't it?
What in the actual what?
Maybe. I don't know. If you happen to be around at any stage, Jorge, please feel free to let me know. No, it's Jorge.
God, yeah, it's not pronounced George at all, is it?
Jorge.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so yeah, that's a film series that's going to be coming from Sony Pictures International Productions along with Amazon Prime Video. So I imagine we should be expecting to see some of these in the next maybe year or two, given the current situation in regards to filming. Although I did hear that filming has begun in the UK on the new Batman movie and the new Fantastic Creatures thingy. Those series of Harry Potter. There's the new Batman film, which, admittedly, after seeing The Gentleman, I am curious to see what Calvin Farrell is like as the Penguin. But apart from that, I'm sorry, I do think it's doomed. So yeah, maybe I'll think differently after a trailer comes out. Maybe. Anyway, for now though, speaking of things that may be doomed, who wants to see Universal once again try and do a monster movie? Okay, good. Because following on from the success of The Invisible Man, it seems they are hell-bent on definitely revitalizing their once, production house building movie monster franchise. Now, fortunately, rather than...
Gorgeous man.
Yeah. Now, because of Tom Cruise, we're not going to be getting any kind of interconnected monster universe because he's a dickhead. But instead, what we're going to be getting is, thanks to the success of The Invisible Man, creator-driven actual story.
I'm down with. Look, dude, if it remotely turns out any bit as entertaining and successful as Invisible Man, I am down to Clown Town.
Well, good, because apparently Variety is reporting that Ryan Gosling is attached to star in The Wolfman, which is still looking for a director.
This guy, I can do directing.
This is actually a story.
As long as you don't ask me to hold a camera.
The story for this film came from Gosling himself, who at one point was actually thinking about directing it.
You know, I know he plays the gorgeous dumb dude and things like that quite a bit, but he's got a smart head. Oh yes, that's true actually. He's got a very smart head in his shoulders though. I'd be quite interested to see what he'd turn out.
Yeah, what was that that 1920s gangster movie, Gangster Squad?
Mob Squad.
It was, wasn't it? No, I think no. Mob Squad was an old TV show. I think it actually was Gangster Squad. It had him. Yeah. It had him. It had everybody Thanos, in it. It had
that was a freaking great movie.
Gwen
actually.
Stacy. I know those aren't the names of the actors or actresses, but they're the characters they played in Marvel films. It's all popping into my head right now.
There you go.
Josh Brolin and Eva Green. No, not Eva Green. I can't remember the name of the chick that played Gwen Stacy. She's Moving on. Bunch of stuff. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Yeah, like I said, Universal are set to bring this new version. Basically, the whole idea is that they're once again trying to modernize their movie franchise that was around in the 40s and 50s and really built the company to a degree. Apparently, Corey Fenley, the guy behind Bad Education, is one of the directors that's being potentially looked at. So, yeah, like I said, this film was pitched by Gosling himself, and it's being written by Lauren Shucker Bloom and Rebecca Angelo, who is behind Orange is the New Black, apparently. Yeah. So, along with that, we've still, like, Universal, they're really well and truly behind their movie monster stuff. We've got Paul Feig's Dark Army. We've got Dexter Fletcher's Renfield. Matt Stowski's Monster Mash, which I'm hoping is some new version of the Monster Squad. And Elizabeth Banks' Invisible Woman, along with James Wan.
New version of Monster Squad?
Which? Yes, it would. Also, James Wan is reportedly working on some new version of Frankenstein. So that could be fun. Just like keep fucking Tom Cruise the fuck away from everything.
Back it up, Tom. Back it up. It is not an action movie.
Therefore, you are not being cast in it. Over there, there's a piss poor action movie script over there. Go play with that for a while. If you want, you can get a magic marker and write Mission Impossible on it. We'll bung it onto that. Isn't that how most of those films get done now, isn't it? Tom Cruise picks up a random action movie script, scribbles Mission Impossible on the top of it, and
this guy could be Ethan Hunt.
Runs around for a while.
I am Ethan Hunt.
Anyway, onto our...
And I can shoot laser beams out of my eyes.
What? Oh, yeah.
Scientology.
Yes. Anyway, speaking of infectious diseases, apparently...
I don't know if we can actually say that anymore, because technically it's a legit religion on the paper.
Tell me every legit religion isn't actually a fucking infectious disease of the mind.
I don't like religion bashing, but at least we're quite equal in the bashing of... Actually, if anything, we give our religion a way worse bashing than anybody else's.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nothing but an excuse for, zombies, cannibalism, and the rape of underage girls. Anyway,
yeah.
What?
Do you remember the way they keep cutting our stream for saying random bad words? Literally, within 20 minutes every week. But you're not wrong, so we're just nod and move on.
Thank you. So anyway, there's really cool masks being sold for the current pandemic season. The movie monster... What the smeg? Sorry, my screen just flashed green for a second, but the call is still going, so everything's good.
I think I might just blow this up and move them around.
Anyway, Movie Monster Masks Collection by Rob Sheridan is now available for purchase through Threadless. Now, all of these masks feature basically the faces of famous monster movie characters. You got Alien, Predator, we've got Jason Voorhees, we've got the Cenobite, a few others.
Predator.
The masks are...
Yes, the Chatterer is the Cenobite.
Yeah. So the masks... Okay. The masks are going for $20 each, and a portion of the proceeds are going to MedShare, who are a non-profit charity organization that basically goes around collecting surplus medical supplies and equipment from U.S. hospitals and manufacturers, then redistributing them to needy hospitals in developing countries. It is. Now, at the moment, there are 10 masks available as part of Series 1. I have no idea if you... I'm assuming you've got pretty pictures up if people want to take a look. Okay. So apparently they're all available on his shop on Threadless, which, yeah, there it is, robsheridan.threadless.com, which has the full selection if anyone's interested in buying a cool movie
extra
monster
viewers watching.
mask,
if you say as a throw hello in the chat, we'll throw in hello back over the stream. You're after ruining it now. No need for him to do it. You're after just doing it now. You gave away the milk for free.
We can We can say hello in many languages.
Yes,
some of them even
true.
real.
Actually, on the face mask topic, did you see Tom Savini's doing this? I would imagine at a much higher price.
Yes, but I imagine Tom Savini's masks are the equivalent of
did you see the
damn near full prop ready like movie
I feel
masks.
it's okay to actually talk a little bit about wrestling due to the fact that it's part. Yeah, so did you see the half Bray Wyatt mask?
Bray Wyatt
one
mask
that he made. So yeah, so there's a whole slew of them.
Actually, class
in that kind of style. Like there's the half Jason Voorhees. Essentially, there's this, but 3D. But I'd imagine pricey.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd get it if I could afford it. I'd get it for Halloween because it sounds like something that'd probably be like
folks, the old
that kind of quality,
making the ears itchy.
Anyway, that's pretty much it for all the man news. But I believe you had something else you wanted to.
A movie we covered
discuss.
During the pandemic, anyway, because you, me, Buzz, and Carter reviewed it, so that would lead me to believe it was during pandemic times. Which was, it may have actually been one of the
first week, I think, if I remember correctly.
It was this and Ninjak versus whatever the name of it. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, versus the Valiant universe. Because we needed something to redeem Bloodshot. Well, in your eyes, anyway. I knew exactly what we were getting into.
We were getting into. Bullshit.
You know, it's not like I had any aspirations for that movie.
Anyway, not talking about Vin
knew
Diesel
exactly
movies,
what it was going to be.
More so talking about this. It was a found footage style movie about a lady who found some documents about some aliens, and she went to go invest said documents about the weird disappearances and the aliens, and upon her travels, found some very strange people and some very strange happenings and a bunker. And I won't get any more into it than that. But you can always go back on Facebook and watch our very much more in-depth review of the movie. But that is... Yeah,
thank you. I just remembered all the details in my head.
Coherent bullet points.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Look,
that was a good film. That was a good film.
It's very easy to do a found footage movie. It's not very easy to do a found footage movie well. Literally took the words out of my mouth.
Do one well.
This was done quite well. Like I was great. It's a bit of a slow burn, I'll admit that, but I don't mind. I watched the X-Files for many years,
but
and I put myself through Lost. So if you ever want a slow burn, that's not even slow burns imply it goes somewhere. No, Lost just slow. Yeah,
I'm so glad you said
slow.
that.
Season 1 good, season everything after nope. Yeah,
that's
I did not
think
this was going to take off. I won't lie to you lads. I had not prepped at all. We'll just write it on the fly. Fuck it. Yeah. Giz, why
didn't see this coming?
Why didn't I just felt a Predator mask for you altogether? It says Katie. Lol.
I said that, and then instead I got this awesomeness.
That's savage.
Yeah.
That's great.
Expect another one to be arriving hopefully tomorrow, and then I'll be bringing it down. And
throws of it all with the case 347. I'm just trying to locate the movie poster because I did have it.
Sorry.
But I obviously saved it somewhere else. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, I obviously saved it somewhere else. So, no poster for that. We'll just leave the face masks up because they're applicable. Yeah. Anyway, whole point to be... Sorry, there we go. The whole point to be mentioning case 347 is we had got it in as a screener and it wasn't out yet. And we were trying to tickle your taste buds a couple of weeks ago. And a couple of weeks have gone by. And as of Wednesday, it's available on all of your good VOD platforms.
Cool. That's actually like, yeah, I remember that. Like you said, it was a slow burn, but it was one of those ones that's actually done well, so you find yourself.
Yeah, I don't mind a slow burn when it's justified.
Not like you're sitting there kind of going, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's interesting, when it actually, like, you're actually, like, there's a plot that's worth following.
Like, it was really good at kind of throwing you off. I won't tell you why and how it throws you off, but, like, it was quite good at throwing you off course a couple of times, which is unusual for a found footage movie. It's usually quite linear.
Yeah.
Bar whatever jumps out from behind the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, no, whatever. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, first movie up this week, we have... what was I going to go with? Sushi, wasn't it?
Yes,
sorry,
I believe so.
Sushi? Ouija. Yeah. Ouija.
I knew what you were.
That's
I knew
what I
what
meant.
you were talking about, so it's fine.
No, I wasn't.
I thought you were trying to be
just fucked it
cryptic.
up. Yep, that's it. So first movie up we have on the chopping block tonight is I evidently downloaded all the fucking posters somewhere else. Okay, I'll sort that out in a minute. First movie up on the chopping block tonight we have Ouija Shark, which I'd imagine just by the name you can tell you're in for a bit of a mental ride. An entertaining mental ride.
Yes, you are.
But a mental ride nevertheless.
Yeah. Basically, the film revolves around Kim and Jill and their friends. Kim has been
and in the back of that house, there's a whopping
for some
pool.
friends of her parents. She said, "Yeah, not a bother." She said, "Yeah, not a." She said, "Yeah, not a bother." But I get to bring along my friends. The rule was, "Yeah, no problem," but no guys. Sure, says Kim. I'm just going to call my buddies Jill and Tiff and Donna. And I want to say Jen. Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? There was 4.
It was like that movie, Four Brothers. There was technically 5, but not for very long.
Yes. No, because the cute nerd girl vanished.
Well, she didn't even cause a soul shake. She just hopped the fence, went next door where there was a beefcake, I suppose.
To be fair, there was a bit of a precursing line out of Jill that you may have missed.
Cursing
or out of someone that you may have missed. Anyway, they were talking about the swimming pool, but in the grander scheme of things, what happened? It was a double entendre that automatically let you know where things were going. Yes. Anyway, the girls.
Sorry, I've had that stuck in my head all day.
The girls arranged to meet. Okay. The girls arranged to meet somewhere close to the house. Jill gets there a bit early, decides to go for a stroll through the nearby woods down to the beach where apparently they were supposed to hang out. There's no sign of the rest of the girls. Fair play to Steph Goodwin, by the way, because clearly I was looking at it and the first thing that popped into my head was that water.
I also was like, it had to, for an American movie, it had to be the most Irish beach I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, stones and water. The only thing it was missing was an inexplicable amount of seaweed.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, there was a scene where she goes under the water and it was an instantaneous cut. And I know in my heart and soul that all that happened there was she went in and just went, Jesus, that's cold.
I believe it.
It was hilarious. But anyway, while in the water, Jill gets the suspicion that she's being watched. Yeah. There's something around her.
She gets a little tingly feeling on her leg.
So she gets out of the water. As she does,
she feels something rub past her leg.
But is that what? Yeah, so she gets out of the water, and that's when she finds this like Ouija board on like a plank of wood on the side. She gets called. She contacts girls. Turns out they're all at the house, so she goes to meet up with them. Brings this Ouija board thing along with her. The girls are basically they've got 2 days in this cool house with a swimming pool out the back. A load of booze, so their plan is to
chilling like a villain.
You're chilling, you need to do something. They're a little bit bored, and Jill suggests messing around with a Ouija board while hot, cute little fucking nerd girl Tiff goes messing around with
it was one of those
guy
weird
next door for some strange reason. Because anyway,
I have to say that escalated quickly because it was just like, what do we do? I'm kind of bored. We got any board games? I'm sure they have some fucking board games. Hey, do you know what I've got? Ouija board. It was like there was no kind of ascension to Ouija board, or I'm bored of the Yeah, come in.
I didn't know it was okay because I was standing outside nothing.
It's okay. The show's so crazy these days, I think anyone can come in. Say hello to my fiance, everyone. And my caffeinated beverages. Hot, 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 hot,
Sorry.
hot, hot, hot.
Hello.
Hot, hot, hot. Hot. You're okay.
So
Yes. Oh yeah. It did. There was
anyway,
no kind of progression through the kind of the board games or a scene of, I'm kind of bored of playing Twister, because I know that got mentioned at one stage or another. Don't do it.
I think I was going to say, I think they were trying to figure out what games they were going to play, and then Jill just kind of went, "Oh wait, I have something," before they even got around to any of the other ones. So yeah, they go messing around with a Ouija board, and they summon something that is clearly hungry, because that's pretty much its answer to everything. And there's a flash, and apparently a demonic ghost-like sharky entity has manifested, and he's hungry, and he's hunting down virgins as they're trying to talk the way into a cute girl's pantses in the middle of the forest. That's definitely
wait.
what that.
Oh, the guy with the crackers?
So badly. And it was clear that girl knew exactly what was going on too. She
I won't
was
say the word, but yeah, she was very much teasing him. Now we got the top tier stars in Rotted Peach Productions. What's going on? Roddy.
Hello. But yeah, after a very, very interesting drinking session where the girls get hammered and wake up the next day and completely ignore the fact that the cute nerdy girl has been missing.
Ignore the fact all day before as well, because she literally was in the house 10 minutes. I heard her. I distinctly remember her arriving in the house and going, "Pool, pool, 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 pool. Where's the pool? I want the pool. Where's the pool? I want the pool. I want the pool." And then got out to the pool, and then just walked clean past the pool.
Wait. There was also the line from her friend stating how, she'd been talking about needing to get wet all day. Like I said, foreshadowing. Anyway. Yeah. So, things kick off. Eventually, Jill realizes that they probably shouldn't have messed around with the Ouija board, because she starts having, bad dreams and premonitions and stuff, and she gets in contact with her dad, and her dad reminds her, well, you know
you shouldn't mess with that stuff, seeing as we're an entire family of occultists. This seems like that was. I love that line, because it was just kind of like, that makes no sense. I was like, you shouldn't be messing around with the stuff. You know that we're a family of occultists. Does that not, by definition, mean you're already messing around with the stuff? No,
I think he said, that the gift runs in the family and you shouldn't encourage it. But then later on, he starts looking at the occult stuff really fucking easily. So I think Pops. I'm thinking Daddy got involved with the occult stuff back in the day.
Daddy's got Scientology
level
was like, powers by the end of the fucking movie. At least level 10.
Yeah.
Scientology works in levels.
What?
Did you not know that?
Okay. Did they go over 5,000?
I don't actually know. Ask Tom.
I've got to. Oh no! Don't. You want to play Vegeta, and then I'll need to assassinate him.
He actually would, though.
Shut up.
He cannot smile.
Vegeta doesn't smile. Well, he does. He does, but,
yes, but I think
only under very specific circumstances.
I think he can do that, though. That's what I'm saying.
Really? Because the mummy, he shouldn't have been smiling at all. And all I can remember is his shit-eating grin.
You obviously need someone who can be like, Tom, I get what you're saying about the whole superpowers and all of that kind of thing, but it's my movie, and you're getting paid to be in my movie, so would you mind terribly just doing your fucking job? And
at which point he turns around and says, no, in the contract, it's my movie.
Yes.
That's exactly what he did.
This is why I said you need a guy who can control the situation where that doesn't happen. No, then you have no Vegeta.
I feel would be the best way of doing it. Get off set now.
And
the only thing he'd have going for him is the height.
And the mental look in his face. And the fact that, from what I understand of his abilities in Scientology, he can fly and shoot laser beams out of his eyes. That was another thing.
The ego is about right.
It'd be great.
Maybe. Anyway, back to the film at hand, which is Ouija Shark.
Dude, I'm actually slightly upset.
Without getting too much more,
didn't remix that for the movie now.
Okay, I was going to say, without getting too much more into the plot for this film, I am delighted to hear that apparently this is one of those films whereby they know what they're doing in regards.
Like,
look, we're just going to have a laugh with this.
Not unlike Sharknado.
Go along.
I have to admit, I went into this biased because, as anyone who watches the show knows, I have a sick addiction to crazy mental shark movies. It's weird how I can like this and I can like Sharknado and I can like Sharknado 4, you know, the one with the toxic Sharknado and the electrical Sharknado and the sand Sharknado and the Landnado. Anyway, moving on. It's funny how I can get over all of those and love those movies, but Jaws 3 can go suck my balls. Do you know the one with Michael Caine? Where the
Dude, I hate to break it to you, but that's Jaws 4.
Oh my god, sorry. Yeah, that one. The one where the shark has a malicious issue with your man's wife. Well, not just the wife. The whole that movie was so bad that he actually has that removed from his IMDb. If you go on Michael Caine's IMDb page, it does not exist.
Yeah.
Do cranky shark do.
So anyway, needless to say, you're a shark fan. So you're a shark fan. So needless to say, you were into this.
I'm a shark fan, and I'm a schlocky B horror movie fan, and I got both in spades.
Yeah,
and
for me,
the lack of.
I was just sitting there going,
one of the things I really enjoyed about this movie, and I'm assuming I was supposed to enjoy it the way I enjoyed it, was the rudimentary understanding of occultism that surrounded the people who were evidently occult experts. I loved every second of it. I actually there was one bit where he's with the psychic, and I was just like, this is just fucking gold. If I don't see this on the Joe Bob Briggs show at the drive-thru at some stage, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Or what you're doing with your life, Joe Bob. Jimmy Joe Bob. Jimmy Joe Bob. Jimmy Doo.
Anyway, I just thought it was fun. There's a bunch of cute chicks. They're all in bikinis. They're getting stoned. They're getting drunk. There's a mad ghost shark running around. There is a storyline that's so
not remotely. I have testimony
seriously
from one of its occupants.
So that's So as long as that's the case, then you're able to sit
being
down
the great horror journalist that I am. They said that they were in the movie. Neglected to ask who they were.
I was going to say, when Donna is sitting down and she's just looking at the shark, it's kind of like, you're a figment of my imagination, aren't you? Yes,
okay,
you are.
We will. We're going to hit the trailer for Ouija Shark, and then we will pop back and we'll do some of your. We actually have loads of comments. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do the trailer for Ouija Shark, and we'll come back and we'll hit some of your comments, and we'll get into Wrestle Massacre, which is one of the very rare instances where myself and Giz have the cross section of both things that we like: wrestling and people getting murdered.
That's because we'll discuss that in a minute.
Ouija Shark.
I was at the beach and I found this Ouija board in the water.
Haven't I told you not to fool around with those things?
It's just a game, Dad. At least I thought it was.
What the hell is going on around here?
Oh my god, is that a shark?
Alright,
ghost.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
I think we somehow summoned it out of the board.
Why would anyone want to summon a shark?
And we're back. I was actually unaware because I got the movie before I saw the trailer. It actually shows him using his occultist powers. I love that, man. I love that. And actually, it was just speaking of Dragon Ball Z, I was kind of like, meh, could be. I'm fairly sure I saw something similar in the old DBZ.
I'm pretty sure the shield he put up was pure Doctor Strange.
Giz and the Predator Mask. I remember really liking the movie. I don't know what that was in reference to, Buzz. Kate and McNeil doing the Ouija Shark. Oh no, I got those ones. Pam's back, I'm assuming, after delivering coffee in here. Fair juice. Thanks. Megan O'Halloran, so cliche. I don't know what that is about either.
Hello.
Maybe we should have been hitting these comments earlier. It could have been anything at this stage. It could have been me, you, who knows. That's just people talking. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Crazy about shark movies, says Pam. Are you wearing your shark socks, baby cakes? I'm not. Crazy shark. Johnny's gone crazy. Okay, Johnny's always gone crazy. It's the heat. Mostly. Which is me not always being crazy. It's just for about 4 months of the year. Megan O'Halloran asks, how did you watch that? We got it as a screener. It is our duty to watch these things. And I won't lie to you, it's actually a bit of fun, to be honest. Yeah, like it's... you're not going to win an Oscar with it. Do you know what I mean? But it is... it's a hoot to watch. And it was shot with the intention of being a hoot to watch. Like, there's some real magical one-liners in there that are just goddamn amazing. It could be why myself and kids kind of like the movie, because we're a sucker for a good one-liner occasionally. Do you know what I mean? Chess, wasn't it? The girl who summoned said Ouija Shark. Jill, sorry, thank you. Yeah, she has a couple of corkers during the movie.
Plus, I really liked the callousness of one or two of the characters. Like, there's two people running through the woods at one point, and one of the characters turns and is like, "Oh, thank God,
I love
it's
that.
got after such and such."
That line is so funny that your one nearly bust her whole laughing live on camera when she said it, which I thought was brilliant. Well, that poster is bigger than I thought it was. Yeah, you might want to introduce this movie. This has gone all Pete Tong on me here. 1 sec.
Okay, on to the next film for tonight, which, as Johnny previously mentioned, allows myself and his knowledge to interact in a unique way, because we're moving on to the film Wrestle Massacre. When Randy, lowly and kind of awkward...
He's a very nice chap.
Gardener, I guess, is the best way of putting it. Yeah, decides to try and turn his life around, because he's downtrodden, he's looked down upon by everybody that he works for, his employers. You know, he works for a company, and then he kind of goes out to each individual house, and everyone's kind of giving him shit the whole time. And he wants to he's trying to be nice, but at the same time, he knows he's getting the shit end of the stick. And he wants to try and better himself, so he decides to be just like his Papi.
My pa was a wrestler, and my grandpa was a wrestler.
So, you know,
I do have some seriously large shoulders and guns on me. I think I'm going to go be a wrestler as well, even though I'm short as fuck.
Yeah. So he tries it, and it doesn't really work out, and he goes back to his pa, and his pa insults him more, and this leads to a bit of a nervous break, apparently, on the part of the wrestler. Is it a nervous break, then? Turns into something else by the end of things. Is it? Now, while all this is going on, we also have
Owen is a
Owen's
fucking
fucktard
asshole
of the highest
and
order.
He is an idiot. And, contrary to what he thinks, is not an entrepreneur. Who's also an annoying bitch, to be honest. There's not many likable characters.
To be fair, this film is populated. This film is populated with characters that you can't wait to see get torn apart. Now, anyway, Owen's a fucktard because he has basically borrowed money from some very dangerous people. And these very dangerous people sound like they're going to do some very horrible things, not just to him, but to his missus and then to him.
Yeah,
and they're going to be the same kind of horrible things.
People involved, one of whom I have to say, I'm throwing it out there now, is the fucking head of, I'm pretty sure he's, what's that wrestling company? Not CZW. Do you know that there was another wrestling company that are very similar to CZW? I think he's actually a wrestler and owns it.
Are you on about the big black
Virgil.
dude they call
I'm on
Hercules?
about the small dude who's. Do you know the small dude? No, not Tex. Tex's right hand man.
Tex. Yeah, Tex.
With the low blood sugar and wears the shell suit. Anyway, he's the head of Tiger King dude. Like, I genuinely thought Joe Exotic was in this movie for a brief period of time.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure some stuff out here because I was full
Tex
sure Tex
is
was
the boss.
The boss.
Who's the small dude? Do you know his right hand man in the shell suit?
Yeah.
The one I'm on about?
Yeah.
Him.
Okay.
Looks like Tiger King. No, he looks like Tiger King.
I thought you were on about Tex.
And
he does a bit. He does. In fact, actually, that exact thing popped into my head. Or a bad version of Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I'll have to look up his name. I'm pretty sure he owns a wrestling franchise. Or did. Do you remember the wrestling documentary that Louis Theroux did? Did you ever see that? Okay.
No, because I fucking hate him. He's a fucking irresponsible arsehole. How he has a job, how he's allowed to be... Sorry.
They were in that documentary, that franchise. I just cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. I don't think it was CZW.
Right.
Demented Pictures, what's up?
Fair. Anyway, in the film, eventually things do come to a head at the same point that Randy has his little break and starts going after everybody that has ever given him grief, including Owen and his girlfriend, who are now a captive audience as Tex and his crew, quite literally
his landscaping boss and his landscaping boss's asshole son. Some miscellaneous wrestlers. There was an old guy who beat him in a wrestling match. He gets a nasty... You know, what's weird is if he exhibited all of these powers of supreme death wrestling initially when he was doing his audition for the wrestling, he mightn't have had a mental breakdown that resulted in... Well, he might have, because, you know...
He could have been arrested for murder, however.
As we've long established from watching things like that, wrestlers get away with that kind of thing.
Yeah. To be honest, this film does take a bit of time to kind of get to the fun.
It's very much setting up the emotional
there's a lot of
shell and then this emotional instability of Randy. Sorry,
Ricky. No, I was right the first time, Randy. I was looking at something else and I saw an R and I just thought, no, Ricky.
One of the saving,
that's the wrong character.
I enjoyed this as well in a weird...
I think you and I probably enjoyed it a lot more than others for one simple reason. We got 95% of the wrestling puns and inside jokes and one-liners because this is
very
a
much
wrestling
made by wrestlers
movie.
Made by wrestlers for wrestlers and wrestling fans and starring wrestlers and wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And littered with wrestlers.
With like puns and references and stuff like that. No.
Like you had Virgil.
Between that and
you had Virgil in there. You had Rene Dupree. Manny Fernandez. You had
Manny Fernandez.
The Tex is a wrestler as well, I think.
Yeah, he must be because that's
what I said. I actually proper popped for that, man. I was actually like, Go on, little lad. Yeah, because what?
Yeah, when he picked him, it was just like, Danny, because that was not a small individual.
Jesus. While Randy isn't what one would call the tallest of gents, he also is built like a brick shithouse.
He's got.
He's a big thick boy. Do you know what I mean?
I loved someone calling him a bruiser wannabe. That was great. Because once he said it,
totally
I just went, holy shit.
Except that he actually murdered. Although Bruiser could have... You know, we won't get into that. But anyway.
Bruiser was a very, very nice
100%.
individual, which is what made it all the more tragic.
Yeah, all in all, I thought this was all right.
A bit long. My only problem was it was a long time waiting to get to the point, and more so, it was a long time looking at a lot of unlikable characters. There, you know, apart from Randy, who is struggling to kind of better himself. The majority of the characters in this film,
I think that's
you
kind
want
of
to see them getting torn apart.
I think that's actually the point of the movie. Is he's the bad guy, but he's also kind of the anti-hero in a weird.
Yeah, no. Like I said,
I'll tell you where
it's just,
I think the kind of pacing issue in the story kind of ran was, like, as you said, it was a bit long in the setting up Danny's mental state coming in, which I'm just going to say Danny because
Randy.
That's it. Do you know, it's in there now. So, lads, it's Randy, and I know it's Randy, but I'm probably going to say Danny again. Anyway, Danny, his mental state, which is very, very, very long, drawn out explanation of how things slowly lead to him going mental. If they had stuck with that being the reason, I feel it wouldn't have felt so long. Whereas for the thing that happens at the end, which I won't get into, but the bit that happens at the end, which throws that whole theory out the fucking window, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is actually going on? Then it's kind of like, why were you building me all up this way? Like, I do get that it does give you a proper, like, you know, twist, but it was just kind of a twist that was like, that's a twist where I feel you could have cut 20 minutes out of the movie there.
Yeah, actually, I was just about to say the exact same thing. The film is...
Which would have been also...
It's what? Maybe, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it did feel like it was just a bit too long. And the primary reason for it is because most of the film is the build for Randy. And like I said, it's just, there's only so much you can put up with dealing with all these horrible shit-heels with no character for you to really kind of get behind them
at all.
There's partial glimpses of maybe...
Continued.
What?
You're not coming down tomorrow.
Sorted.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
No, it's also
hard as fuck.
There is no point. Yeah. So, like I said, we get ever so slight glimmers of potential niceness from these people. However, because hang on, some of these people, because we were aware of the fact that, you know, they are underlying dickheads, we were constantly suspicious of this niceness because we're aware of that, you know, that's the kind of guy Randy is, that he can be easily manipulated and taken advantage of. So you can never get behind. You're sitting there, Owen's in the shit. Owen's deteriorating because he's fucked up because he's a fucktard. You know, his missus has a brother named Sean.
Part of La Resistance
plays brother Sean.
WWE. Yeah.
WWE. Fair play, man. That guy still looks like he could tear your arms off and beat you to death with them.
And he also, if memory served me correctly, he was like bodybuilder turn wrestler.
It would have been during that era when Vince was like headhunting.
Do you remember The Rock tore the two of them down in like one sentence? Who the fuck are you two? We have a problem with what you said. Who the fuck are you two monkey asses or whatever it was? I can't remember.
Who the fuck are you?
He actually was quite
Candy
racist
asses.
towards French people because it was back in the day where you could be racist on television as long as it was funny. I think he called them frogs or something, and then there was also very much a mention of retreats.
Probably. Cheese-eating surrender monkeys?
Yeah. Snail. I'd replace snail with cheese.
What?
Eating surrender monkeys.
Escargot. Anyway. Back to the film at hand. Yeah, like I said, apart from a build that takes too long.
If you like watching a big hairy man mangle people
the gore is great.
with his bare fucking hands and a chair, this is the movie for you.
And more importantly, if you'd like to see a film whereby you're sitting there and it's just basically a inside joke fest, I guess is the best way of putting it. You know, one of those films where you get to sit there and kind of go, I got that, and I got that, and I got... Feel a little bit like Chris Evans on the bridge of a helicarrier. I got that joke. I got that reference. Yeah. Although I admit there was one or two of them that kind of...
I was like,
am I
correct in saying that?
I know that's something. I just don't get it.
An Avengers reference. Cool. I got it.
You got that one.
That wasn't planned. It just worked out that way. Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for Wrestle Massacre, and then we're going to be back with, believe it or not, probably the most mental movie of the night, which is saying something. Well, you see,
and I didn't pick it.
As he slowly distracts, so he can change.
I know
the trailer
you're
'cause he forgot. I took a look at the two movies we got in, and I went, they're pretty fucking mental. And then I was like, the other screener we have seems pretty serious, and I feel will stand out like a bit of a sore thumbsy wumsies. So I was like, let's just find us another mental movie to review. And I fucking love FrankenHooker. So that's the end of that. Anyway, we're going to be back after some brief messages from Randy and the rest of the Wrestle Massacre posse. See you later, brother.
I heard about your landscaping business you're dealing with.
He did a great job in the yard. He was just a little different.
His penchant for wrestling is a bit disturbing, don't you think?
To each his own, I guess.
I want to become a wrestler like Dad, but I just don't think I have what it takes.
¿Qué pasó? Did you even wrestle in high school?
I'm here to enroll.
Enroll? You mean like a student?
Why you try to ruin beautiful Sanchez name, our family name? Why you try to ruin it? I work very hard, and you're killing it.
Becky, don't let Randy back.
Yeah, he was not doing that.
Becky told me you've been creeping her out lately, okay? Stay the hell away from her.
You're fired, Randy. I'd wish you luck, but you wouldn't know what to do with it.
It was Randy. He tore them all apart.
And we are back. So that was the trailer for Wrestle Massacre. I can't remember the release dates for any of these. I'll put them in the comments feed below later on. Get off of studio mode there. Yeah, if you like wrestling and you like horror movies, mostly because there's not an awful amount of cross-sectioning in those two genres of things, this is probably a movie for you. Especially if you like ones that are not just it's a wrestler in a horror movie, as in like it's literally a wrestling horror movie. Because there's not many.
Yeah.
Like off the top of my
much.
head, you got what's that Royal Rumble one with the monsters? Jimmy Hartson.
That was so bad.
Monster Brawl. That was it.
Monster Rumble?
Yeah, Monsters Brawl.
Monster Brawl.
Monsters Brawl or Monsters Ball.
Yes.
One or the other. Monsters Brawl. Yeah.
No, Monster.
You have that. You had that weird pro wrestlers versus zombies. Do you remember it had like Matt Hardy and Kurt Angle, Alex Shelley, what's his name?
Alex Shelley
from ECW. Shane Douglas.
No.
Shane Stasiak.
Jesus.
Sean Stasiak, dude. Jesus Christ.
Triple threat. Whew, I'm going to get myself killed. Anyway, yeah.
Next up.
Anyway.
Next up, I'll just pull up the poster
On to the final film.
quickly. Next up from 1990, because I had to go all the way back there to find something equally weird. Well, probably not, but I fucking love FrankenHooker, so I'll leave it at that. From 1990, FrankenHooker, as I described in the article that I released out earlier. If you were madly in love with someone and she was to die, would you just learn how to deal with it and be miserable for a while and then eventually just kind of move on with your life? Or would you go explode a load of hookers in a mad crack explosion and sew whatever bits you can find back together with the head of your wife on top? I know what I'm fucking doing. I'll tell you that straight out. I'm making myself a FrankenHooker. A ammmmm, if you will.
I'm just waiting for her to come in and slap you upside the back of the head.
Lock the door.
Anyway, if ever there was a succinct synopsis of the storyline, that's pretty much it. Jeffrey Franken is an electrician worker who's been kicked out of medical school a couple of times. One would imagine due to his Frankenstein-like work. When the film starts, he's created like this eyeball in a brain in a jar that he's teaching to follow him around and stuff. Yeah, pretty much. So at his girlfriend's father's birthday party, his girlfriend Elizabeth presents her father with this remote control lawnmower that Jeffrey made up. Now, unfortunately, Elizabeth, little bit ditzy, standing in front of the remote control lawnmower as she's demonstrating it, which leads to body parts everywhere. Yep, everywhere. Jeffrey is understandably distraught and decides to put his knowledge of electronics and the human anatomy to good use by meticulously working out diagrams and layouts and a way of somehow rebuilding his wife or his girlfriend, whose head, it turns out, he's been keeping in a fridge so that he can have godsend wine
dates with. Just clarify, not reanimated wife's brain, just having wine dates with a head.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, to be fair, it turns out Jeffrey has managed to come up with some sort of estrogen-based serum which revitalizes flesh. However, it only works on women. That's pretty... Personally, I can see that as being one hell of a profit-making thing, because just look at plastic surgery business. Yeah. Anyway, it's true. Anyway, Jeffrey is attempting to figure out some way of getting the parts, because there's a lot of parts
as he describes at one point in the movie
from Elizabeth.
There wasn't enough left of you to stitch anything back together, let alone a whole body.
But it's okay, because we can make you look however you want. We can make you look young. We can make you look
black
big
legs,
tits, small
white
tits,
top,
small body,
white legs, black top,
body,
Chinese arms,
whatever,
Asian arms.
Problem is though, Jeffrey is not quite sure how he's going to do this. And despite some very interesting techniques in regards stimulating his brain, with a drill,
this is kind of
to come up with plans.
You don't get the Lovecraftianness of everything about this movie until you get nearer the end. No,
dude, that was happening near the start.
In the head isn't that Lovecraftian? I'm talking about the freezer assortment. Yeah.
Oh, the rest of them? Well, yeah, I mean, like, as I said, he eventually comes up with this great idea. And the great idea is, why not just buy the body parts? Because apparently there's women looking to sell their body parts across the river.
The man doesn't understand how hookers work. I don't think so. Or does.
He wasn't wrong in his assessment of there being women across the river looking to sell their parts.
He was just wrong about what they meant by sell their parts. And actually, he is wrong, because though it's called selling their parts, it's really more hire purchase and or leasing their parts than actual.
Generally rent, unless you upgrade yourself to pimp status.
He's in something,
like Zorro,
or lots of things. He seems quite familiar. Sure.
Joseph Gonzalez. Actually, interesting bit of social commentary in this film. Basically, Zorro has all of these girls hooked because Jeffrey meets a couple of nice young girls and they're willing to sort them out with a party, but they got to talk to Zorro first because he's looking for numbers. Because apparently he convinced them that he's putting on a party for his brother and there's going to be a beauty contest, and naturally the winner is who gets to get fucked. But that amount of girls, they got to clear it with Zorro. He's got to meet Zorro. Zorro, and here's where the interesting social commentary comes in, because this was done in 1990s. Basically, he controls all of these girls through God's damn crack cocaine. Which, you know, like I said, and this social commentary progresses because Jeffrey arranges for a party and decides that he needs the body parts, so the best thing he can possibly do is to take what he needs by putting these girls out of their misery in the most humane way possible by having them smoke themselves into oblivion. Crack is going to kill them eventually. The super crack is just going to get there that little bit faster, and they'll probably enjoy it.
It's not really the most humane way, is it?
Unfortunately, the super crack has a few adverse side effects. Like when it kills them,
really
they
hot,
kind of
not
tend
in a sexy way,
explode.
and then boom. Yes, the majority of them are quite hot in a sexy way. Just to reiterate that it's not hot in a sexy way that I'm speaking of. It's hot in a thermal kind of way.
Yeah. So after a very long and rigorous medical examination from Jeffrey, for all, I believe he had 8 or 10 chicks there. He can't quite decide who he wants. Unfortunately, at that point, one of the girls he's paying one of the girls, and she finds the bag of super crack.
Well, he kind of gets sat on by a load of women
and explosions and
not really, because it turns into a lemon bloodfest very quickly.
But anyway,
although there is some sexy lesbian stuff and a load of other random girls dancing with each other because crack.
Apparently, yeah. This, however, does lead to Jeffrey getting his much-needed parts, which leads to him attaching the head and putting all the parts together, and he gets a reanimated thing that basically wants to fuck because it's programmed to, because it's made up of all hooker parts. And if you didn't see that coming, Jeffrey, then you truly are a moron. But yeah, no, this film is just off the wall.
With a
fun.
really, really,
it's insane, man. This is very fun.
Little awesome soundtrack, which, just to clarify, the song I asked for is not on the soundtrack. It came out like 15 years after the movie. I was going to say it had a really cool little hook at the end. You know, kind of like reminded me of Outer Limits or Twilight Zone. You know, the way you're kind of you're left feeling like everything's going okay, and then the thing happens, and then end of episode. It was that kind of vibe. Now, I would say, if you can, obviously go get it on DVD or go, VOD it. But if you are, broke,
let's be fair. 1990s, it's
it's actually a pretty popular movie. But if you're broke and you don't mind, because technically you're not pirating the movie, it's on YouTube, which I'm assuming it must be okay to be on YouTube because it's got like 500 million views.
To be fair, I think the only way that I found it was by looking up that specific version that you sent me.
I just typed in FrankenHooker movie, and it's literally, there's 2 versions. There's one
with the subtitles, all one movie, and then there's one where it's like broken into like the 20-minute segments. Do you know the way to do for other ones?
I actually put in the complete that's at the end of the one that you sent me on, and it was a different version. So it popped up. But
yeah, FrankenHooker. If you're bored, on YouTube, go watch it. Very fun, very cool. Real retro 80s, 90s kind of vibe soundtrack to it.
It's like a trauma movie, except perhaps not as schlock.
It's a trauma movie with production quality and values.
Some trauma movies have production quality and values.
That still doesn't look like it's shot for cinema. It looks like it's shot for TV, which would fall into the production quality category that I was...
It had Lemmy in it.
That's great. As I've explained, as cool as having Lemmy in things is... fuck it. Yeah, it's really cool having Lemmy in things. It's fine. Except for that vampire movie he was in before he died, because fucking I don't care if it's the last thing he was in. It's god-awful. You never watched it. It never made it to the show.
That was my brain.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's saying something, considering I'm the one that threw Ouija Shark on the table earlier. Ouija Shark. Yeah, that's going to be fucking stuck in my head for a couple of days. I'm just lining up I am just lining up.
Better you than me.
FrankenHooker there. Okay, so myself and Giz will be back in a couple of minutes after the trailer for FrankenHooker, and then we'll catch the last couple of your messages and things like that, and let you know what's going on with the rest of the week in relation to the GoreCast. Catch you in a few.
The world was horrified by the motion picture Frankenstein. In 1935, horror turned to terror with The Bride of Frankenstein. In 1990, the makers of Basket Case and Brain Damage bring you...
Want a date?
FrankenHooker. Jeffrey Franken has a plan.
I just want to bring you back, Elizabeth.
He has the ingenuity.
I need female body parts.
He has everything he needs, except the raw materials.
Just hold still. Excellent. Oh my God. Bunyan!
Wow! Jeffrey's creation is alive.
Looking for some action?
Oh, yeah.
She's sexy.
Want a date? You going out?
I'm on my way home, but thanks anyway.
And she's sutured to please.
Listen, I'm looking for a very tall, attractive woman. She's purple. She's got fresh stars on her. She's in the bar!
Now, a motion picture like no other. A tender story of love and romance.
Want a date?
A gripping tale of lust and revenge. FrankenHooker.
Incredible.
Some assembly may be required.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, just to clarify, it's not coming to theaters near you. It came out in 1990, just in case anyone tries to accuse us with any false advertising or things like that. Right, so we will hit the... How did you watch that? That's where we were a minute ago. Sooner the heat flicks off. I'm assuming she meant fucks off, the better. Thank you. That's from Katie. I do not disagree with you whatsoever. That's Pam saying hello to Megan. I watched Katie McNeil. I watched a wrestling live stream once and learnt about a Jungle Boy. Does that make me a wrestling expert? Sure. Demented Pictures. Yeah. Do you remember?
AEW?
It's I think it was Double or Nothing. You and I were like, if you want to get into wrestling, this is how you get into wrestling. Yeah. Demented Pictures. It's very sexy in here. Thank you. Buzz, Katie, definitely expert. Yeah, cool. It's good to see all the wrestling fans agreeing. What's happening, man? Nothing much. Pammy, I'm good for asking Mrs. It's nice to see you there. I hope. Demented Pictures. Okay, no, this is conversation. Hi guys, what's going on? That's from Lean Monaghan. What are we reviewing tonight? It was Ouija Shark, Wrestle Massacre, and FrankenHooker, which you were there for FrankenHooker. Megan O'Halloran asked, did you like any have you watched any of the Guinea Pig series or Three Extremes? I've seen a few of the Guinea Pig movies. I like them for what they are. I saw the Flowers of Blood and Flesh one, and I saw the first. I saw the first original 3, and then I saw some of the American Guinea Pig ones as well. But like,
I just remembered. I've seen Face of Death and things like that.
If you're a gore hound, they're really good. If you're looking for substance, plot, and a storyline, not so much, because it is essentially a orchestrated snuff movie on the legal side of snuff, to the best of our knowledge.
Yeah, pretty much. Mockumentary.
No, not a mockumentary. I don't like doing this ordinary, but your description is wrong.
Is it fake? And is it presented as real?
Aren't all movies fake and presented as real? Yeah, you're clutching at straws here, guys.
Dramatizations and stories.
It's not a mockumentary. Okay, so you're comparing the Guinea Pig series to, say, why won't the name of that band come to me? Thank you. Also being a mockumentary.
From a certain point of view, yes.
It's only cool because you're on another side of a computer. Anyway, God, you try me sometimes. I have where the fuck did Liam, Pam and Hooker? Oh yeah, Guinea Pig series. Oh yeah, that was Pam laughing at the Pam and Hooker Guinea Pig series. Carnival of Fear, lads, please ensure me the movie of fever dream or a bad acid trip or something. Make a current movie look normal. Swears in time travel. Oh, dang it. I enjoyed them. Watch Dumplings if you haven't. Okay. I don't think I've seen Dumplings. I'm not 100% sure. That's you and me pretty wrapped up. Other than that.
Dumplings is a Korean movie, if I remember correctly, about...
sisters or something, isn't it? No. Okay.
No. That's Tale.
No,
that's Tale of Two Sisters.
I'm not on about Tale of Two Sisters.
American remake. Dumplings.
But I'm obviously not on about Dumplings either.
Oh.
That's why I just said I don't think I'm on about Dumplings either. But I'm definitely not on about A Tale of Two Sisters. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't know. The name sound. You see, it's one of those movies that gets talked about where I can't remember now. Have I seen it, or do I just have?
To the best of my knowledge, it's a Korean, I think, movie about a female chef that basically chops up people and puts them into her dumplings that everyone loves.
Long pig. Okay, as is customary at the end of the show, I don't have a trailer yet. The plans got changed in relation to American Horrors, so it's, there's going to be one of our on-aired episodes from one of our seasons going to be on this Sunday, but this Saturday, Slayer Day, myself and Giz did an interview with the face that run the place over in American Horrors last week or the week before for Memorial Day special, where they were showing a load of on-aired, on-scene footage of Billie Eilish from videos and production things she did for American Horrors in her youth. And myself and Giz shot an interview with the man that runs the place about it. But due to time constraints and due to editing prowess and things, it ended up having to be a relatively normal, for one of my edits, TV-style interview. And I'm having none of it! God damn it! So there's a deadly cut coming. Slayer Day with all of the mentalness and more stuff. And mostly all of the shit that I cut out for safety for TV that will be re-edited back in now. Because I was just like, we'll just test the waters and she's not suing me, so... Push the button. Okay. Yeah, so there's
Okay.
she's in a load of intros and crazy music videos that are on the channel and stuff from when she was younger. And other than that, Buzz and Carter are back tomorrow night with another original versus. Oh, it's a very special original versus remake week this week because there's two of them. So Buzz and Carter are back tomorrow with original versus remake, which is. He told me earlier. One moment. God, I'm so bad. I have too many things going on. Evil Dead. No, that's us. Pet Cemetery. Buzz and Carter are going to be doing Pet Cemetery original versus remake tomorrow. Same GoreCast time, same GoreCast channel. And myself and Giz and Buzz and Carter are going to be here for our weekly group chat, where we're also going to do an original versus remake, because at the risk of being a bad showrunner, they came up with this for their show, and I was like, you can fuck off. I want in on that. I want in on that now. Which Thursday is going to be myself, Giz, and Carter doing Evil Dead original versus remake. So good. Dogs. Yeah. Hell yeah. And that's it for that. Other than that, catch me whatever days I'm not on YouTube, I'll be on Twitch. Gaming is the easiest way of explaining the Twitch streaming schedule. No, there's also Call of Duty World War II Zombies, and there's also Call of Duty Warzone, and there's Apex Legends, and there's Brawlhalla, which is actually fucking great crack. Do you know Super Smash Brothers?
Okay then.
Not the wrestling thing. It's like Super Smash Brothers, but less 3D and more cartoony. It's fun.
Could never get into.
Well,
Super Smash
Brawlhalla is.
Brothers.
I like the. It's very much Super Smash Brothers, but 2D, but fun. It's good crack. Catch me outside. How about that? That made a girl. That particular line right there made a girl famous. I was just going to say to Dr. Phil's dismay and delight all at the same time. Because I saw him on the Joe Rogan show, and he was like, I could never have imagined when she came on the show that that level of fame was going to come out of that particular, because she was brought on as one of those troubled kids, just been like, you know, why do you talk to your mother in such a disrespectful tone? Because she's a goddamn hoe, Dr. Phil. Okay, right, okay, we're just going to put you backstage again. Get the fuck off. Okay. Get out of here. Megan said you're a weirdo, Giz. How can you not like Super Smash Bros? Oh, that's what the weirdo thing's about.
Because there is no way of controlling the goddamn characters. It's so fucking random. At least Street Fighter, you got a little bit of precision. Mortal Kombat's the same. Every time I sat down to play Super Smash Brothers, it was just like randomness.
And then there's precision. So you don't have like up, down, and left, rights, and diagonal swing combos and things like that, but it's all about timing and punching and using the special pickup abilities, for instance, because you can just punch someone a little bit, or if you pick up a weapon and when they jump out of the air towards you and you hit them clean in the fucking face with that weapon. Boom!
Yeah, thanks. I think I'll stick to Street Fighter, where a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick. And then there's Fireball, the Dragon Punch, the Whirlwind Kick, and other awesomeness. Demons.
Oh, right, okay.
Raging Demon, Akuma.
Anyway, I think that's a weird way to end the show. But anyway, screw it. Join myself and the Giz Thursday. And other than that, join Carter and Buzz tomorrow night for the original versus remake. And if anyone's twitching around tomorrow, feel free to pop on over. Might do some zombies. Or Final Fantasy, one or the other. I have to get back to that Final Fantasy live stream. Well, you see, I'm currently playing the game for Misha, and then I'm also doing the different live stream game. So I'm like 2 hours into the live stream game, but I'm like 40 something hours into, because I have gone looking for everything except one piece of blue materia that I missed at the start, which has
everything.
really been a pain in the ass, to tell you the truth. Because it's not like the old games where you could just go in a shop and buy materia. There's certain materia that you have to find it, and this one materia, you can only find it that one time in that one place, and if you walk past that place, there's no fucking way of going back. And as I walked through, I was like, do you know?
Okay.
That materia be dead handy now. And then that sentence got repeated millions of times, because it's the materia that lets you add the elemental effect of whatever to your weapon. So I've been grinding, to say the least, to get through. So, yeah, I have to get back to the stream anyway. Which I might do a bit tomorrow. Might do a bit. It'll be all cool. Anyway, for myself and the kids, we'll catch you all later on in the week. We're going to be talking about some other sort of mad horror bollocks. GoreCast. You can do the finger point today, because I got to hit the button. GoreCast out. That'll do.
Me.